Before we continue with the rest of the video, we could use your help. Click the like button to help spread word about watchJojo animals, and also be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss our future videos. When rescuers found this abandoned dog, they were horrified by his appalling condition. When rescuers first found Davy the dog, it was clear that he'd been slowly starving to death. Although they had no idea how long he'd been in the forest, the team was sure that they'd be able to help. But as Davy stepped out of his makeshift home, the canine showed them that his predicament was much worse than they had anticipated. Wilson Conchu Martins comes from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. In his hometown, the animal lover has earned a reputation as a hero. That's because he works tirelessly to help all kinds of creatures in need. On his Facebook page, Martin describes himself as a protector of animals. He also boasts over 500,000 followers on the social media site, which he uses to document his animal rescue efforts. It's no wonder then that the Brazilian native is often the first to hear about animals that need help. But in September 2012, Martins made one of his most inspirational rescues to date. While trekking through some woods outside of the city, he came across a heartbreaking sight. There in the middle of an opening was a little dog. Stray dogs are a common sight in cities across Brazil. After all, despite city authorities working hard to reduce the amount of street animals, strays still exist in large numbers. Unfortunately, Brazilian dog owners complicate matters by allowing their pets to wander the streets unsupervised. According to Martins's Facebook page, he received a tip-off about a dog in the woods, so he went to investigate as soon as he could. I got a call yesterday and I couldn't sleep at all. I was worried if it was going to rain, he explained on the social media site in September 2012. Apparently the dog's owners had cruelly dumped the animal in the middle of a forest. When Martins got there, Davy the dog was curled up inside a makeshift cardboard shelter. Someone had left him some food and water, but it was clear that Davy was not in a good way. Indeed, Martins noticed that the dog was severely underweight. His spine, hips and ribs protruded through his white fur. As a result, the poor mutt weighed dangerously small 28 pounds, Martins estimated. And the stray's weight wasn't his only problem. After all, the dog was suffering from a gaping wound on his rear. The painful lesion encompassed almost all of the animal's backside and was so deep that it had exposed some of his bone. Subsequently, the enormous wound was literally draining the life out of the dog. Nevertheless, his bright green eyes shone out from his emaciated face. There and then, Martins knew he had to help this desperate dog. The animal expert checked the dog over thoroughly. By looking in the pooch's mouth, Martin suspected the dog was anemic. He also believed that the pooch was suffering from some kind of tick disease. "My heart is in pieces," Martins wrote on Facebook in 2012. Martins named the dog Davy and decided to take him home. However, Davy's wound was so painful that he was unable to walk, so the animal rescuer carried him out of the foliage and took him for a much-needed medical check. Once home, Martins cleaned Davy's wounds and bandaged them up to prevent infection. Furthermore, vets gave the dog a course of antibiotics and rigged him up to an IV drip. Davy also needed a blood transfusion to give him the best shot at a recovery. Davy's recovery was a slow one, but with round-the-clock care from Martins, the dog soon began to get better. Within 1 month, for instance, the canine's wounds had started to heal and Davy started gaining weight. Needless to say, he looked like a completely different dog. Giving an update on Davy's condition in October 2012, Martins wrote, "Our Davy is well and gets better every day. He got pretty fat and his improvement is visible. Thank you to the 3 veterinarians who helped me and the recovery of Davy." Now that he was getting better, Davy's personality also started to shine through. According to Martin, the mischievous pup loved to destroy pillows. He also enjoyed being around people and showering them with sloppy kisses. In a matter of months, Davy's wounds had completely healed. All that remained of his trauma was a small scar around the base of his tail. Thanks to Martin's dedication, the dog had beaten all the odds and could now live a happy and healthy life. And not only had Davy regained his health, but he had also acquired a new best friend. After all, photos from Martins's Facebook page show the pair did everything together, from bathing to sleeping and playing. There was nothing the friends didn't enjoy doing as a twosome. A Facebook album containing all of the images of Davy's rescue and recovery has since acquired over 35,000 reactions. Moreover, the photos have attracted more than 10,000 comments from kind well-wishers. If Martins hadn't found Davy as soon as he did, it's very likely that the dog would have died from an infection or blood loss due to his horrific injury. Now the dog has been given a second chance to lead a happy life, so it just goes to show that love can heal all kinds of wounds.